Hello world and welcome back. I'm Karhu, the Great Bear of the North, and this is Europa Universalis IV, featuring all of the gameplay mechanic DLCs up to and including Mare Nostrum and the fantastic MEIOU and Taxes Mod. We are Köln, and we started off with the city-state of Cologne itself. We have taken Ostrhein, the capital of which is Dusseldorf, and right now we're trying to look to get either Köln or Westfalen or Jülich or something like that. Okay. There's a schism in the church. If you didn't see the last episode, that's basically what you need to get out of the last episode. There's a schism. The Pope, who was in Avignon, moved back to Rome, but then the French got all upset about that and said, no, the Pope in Rome doesn't have any authority, he's actually the anti-Pope, and then they elected their own Pope in his stead, who I consider the anti-Pope. Anyways, conciliarism, there's a council in Chemnitz attempting to talk about all of this. Now, in the early 13th century, some canon lawyers speculated what to do if a pope became a heretic and concluded that ultimate power rested in the hands of the church itself as embodied in an ecumenical council. Meant as an exercise in theory, it gained serious attention during the schism as rival popes split the church. Witnessing the election of rival popes, the unwillingness of popes to cede power, and the politics of the curia, frustrated church leaders looked for a rival authority that could call a church council. They found one in the example of Emperor Constantine calling the Council of Nicaea, and looked to the modern example of the Holy Roman Emperor to unite the church. Interesting. Many church leaders and laity became convinced that church councils were not only good, but necessary. Rather than be led by popes with human frailties, they believed that the whole church should meet on a regular basis. Inevitably, this conciliar movement would come into conflict with the popes, who guarded their authority jealously. If I support the movement, I'll lose influence, but I will gain Republican tradition, I will gain a theologian, but the Pope's opinion of me will drop. I could ignore the movement. Stability cost modifier will increase, as will missionary strength. Missionary strength will decrease, rather. Whereas if I actively suppress the movement, I will gain papal influence. The Pope will improve their opinion of me, but a whole bunch of other things. Let's support the movement. Yeah! See, the popes, they're the ones that got themselves into this whole schism mess. If they had just stayed true to the church's word, none of this would have happened, so support the movement. Also, it gives me a reason to want to, be at war with the Archbishop of Cologne. So yes, we are actively supporting the conciliarisms. I'm just going to make a note. Support conciliarism. That is the official stance of the Cologner, the Cologne peeps. I have no diplomats to send, but I do have something. There's something I could do with Jülich. Is it that I had a... Oh no, I don't have a claim on Jülich. There's something. Did they insult me? I don't know. There was something about that I was trying to do. But I forgot. So, 1937. Ding! Hello, 1937. 1937. Woo! 1377. Still making money, which is wonderful. We are building a castle in Köln, which should be ready in just shy of 2 years, in October 1378. We're not building anything in the lower Rhineland, in Ostrhein, that is. I could build an armory. Nah, I don't really want an armory. No, there's not really much for me to build there, unfortunately. Statesman Philip Kniphausen has died, and he was actually part of my council, so I must replace him. I can replace him with Crescence Bebra, national arrest but foreign spy detection, don't really care. Trade efficiency, trade steering, that's good. Trade efficiency, national tax modifier, that's also good. Diplomatic relations, better relations over time, that's also good. Let's get Caspar van Gelder. Diplomatic relations and better relations over time. I like that one. Good. I now have a... Ooh, the Pope appoints a new Archbishop. Yay, good for him. Caspar van Gelder is a diplomat. Excellent. Hiring a diplomat should actually give me one more diplomat. I I am not just a loyal religious head, I am a zealous religious head. Good for me. Good for me. Doesn't really do anything, but you know. Even though I supported the conciliarist movement. Whatever. What just happened here? Utrecht, Friesland, they were in a war. Noble legacy of Cologne. A Republican tradition has given up many of the old ideas about nobility and feudal rule, but sometimes, when they are of use to us, we are willing to reconsider them on a situational basis. Such a situation has arisen in Cologne, where a local aristocrat claims that land just across our borders is in fact part of his family rightful domain. Merchants, on the other hand, have just negotiated a major trade deal with a neighboring nation. For a republic, they argue, trade should be the first concern. The claims of nobles lead only to war and misery. But I would gain a claim on Köln. Yes. I now have a claim on Köln. That is good. But they shall ally with Bamberg, Hildesheim, Trier, and Waldeck, and if I were to declare war, just... Okay, more pop-up. Criticism of the Syndic. In the age of faith and reason, rulers gained legitimacy through acts of piety. By upholding divine law, fighting heresy, and sponsoring the church, the Syndic was seen as acting as God's agent on earth, and so upholding their end of the contract that had placed him on the throne in the first place. When a ruler strayed from this course, a willful or zealous religious head could be quick to criticize him. No wise ruler ever underestimated the wrath of an organized religion. Take, what's his face? The kind of firebrand preacher in Florence at the end of the 15th century. Take him, for example. I forget his name, but take him. Unfortunately, Oscar Ader is now the target of just such criticism. We should avoid earning their displeasure in this future, but for now, how should we respond to this challenge? Suffer his criticism in silence? Buy his favor with gold? Nope. Make a public show of repentance. I'm going to suffer his criticism in silence. Noble legacy of Austria. I will now, same thing, I will now gain a claim on Upper Gellert. Okay, so, I now have claims on Upper Gellert, Köln, and Westfalen. If I go for Upper Gellert, they're allied with Cleves and Mark. So I'd have to deal with them. That's 5 plus, oops, not what I wanted to do. So that's 5,000 plus armies in Gellert is... Yeah, G, come on. Where go Gelders is they have basically 5. So we'll say 4, we'll say 5, they have 10,000, and if I were to declare war on them... No, you know what? I'm trying to improve my relationship with them, so I can get... I was kind of trying to do access action, so... For Jülich. I had something against Jülich, didn't I? There was something going on, but I forget. So you know what? I'm not going to press that thing on Upper Goa, just because... Yeah. I think they might not like that. But they're hostile towards me. So, you know what? Let's, just for giggles, since they're upset at me and are not going to... There we go. You're not going to... More pop-ups. Okay. Urban dwellers had always existed under a different code of rules than their rural brethren, even in the same state. Just as monarchs looked to curb the privileges of nobles, they often tried to bring cities under more uniform rules and regulations. The cities often resisted these efforts. Cities demand old rights. But I am a city. If I deny the old rights, I'll lose stability, but if I accept, I'll lose Republican tradition. But my Republican tradition is at 98, I can afford to lose 10, fine. The Council of Chemnitz. General church councils involved hundreds of bishops from across Christendom meeting in neutral location to discuss fine points of doctrine. The logistics of a single session were mind-boggling, and progress at councils was slow. It should come as no surprise, then, that councils could drag out for years without resolving an issue. Unable to enact clear reforms, the council has adjourned. Progress is slow. So, theoretically speaking, if I declare war on Upper Gellert to, actually, this province is even in... It's in the Netherlands. It's not even in my current state. Okay, but okay, just as a thought experiment, if I declare war on them, none of my allies will join me, but 2 of their allies will join them. That's bad. What if I were to declare a war on Köln? I would get Aachen, but they'd get Waldeck, Trier, and Hildesheim. That's bad. So, let's not declare war right now. Let's just sit and chill. We can invest in a new idea. I can invest in free advisors. Extra advisors, rather. Which, how close am I? I'm 30% towards administrative technology. I'll get that in December 1382. But by then, the power required will go down because I won't be as far ahead of the curve. So you know what, I'm actually going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to invest in ideas just yet. Show people our resilience. Our state is under pressure, but it's time to show our resilience in the face of adversity. It is time for boys to step up and become men, for men to show the world what they are made of. Together we can go forward. 40% of gain 1 stability. I didn't gain stability. Census. 1 center of trade, fairly developed, and abundant building opportunities. Okay. Still not much going on. Still at my max force limit. I have no forts active, but I am still building a fort, which should be ready in about a year. National decisions available. La 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 la. Unlocked a free tenancy. Merchant adventures. See, I want rank reduced. Oh, man. My rank has been reduced again. So now my rank is... Nope, that's not even me. My rank is a duchy. But my rank... I don't know. I already was a duchy. Why? Maybe there's a bug in that. Maybe that's an error. Let's get my leader, Oskar Eder, to be a military leader. Let's make him there. Just continuing the tradition of the Burgermeister also being, sorry, the Syndic also being the head of the Rhine Army. Let's leave that where it is. Let's see, how are the factions doing? They're not changing at all. They're dropping a little bit. Their influence is changing quite a bit. The Holy Roman Empire is fine. My influence with the church is 0. I'm actually losing church influence each... my papal influence, rather, is dropping because I'm so far away. But the Council of Mostar. A general council has begun! Yay! What about send them without instructions or depose the anti-pope and mend the schism? Let's mend the schism. Let's try to mend the schism. Yeah, power projection. Power projection is good. Alderman Wolfram Ham. Okay. Don't really care. Still good at extra advisors, which will put me towards extended bureaucracy, but I don't really need any of this just yet. Don't really need any of that. I do need trade ideas, so we'll work towards that. Besides, if I get Inns of Court soon, then I'll be even further ahead of the curve. Even further ahead of the curve. Poor vintage. My wine is bad this year. Let's reduce inflation. There we go. That's what I'm going to do with my money. Good. Diplomat from Cologne has tried... The Archbishop of Cologne has tried to... They're trying to spy on me. Now, that's not cool. So... I mean, I'm not going to declare war on them. They've got Bamberg, Hildesheim, Trier, and Waldeck. I've got, like, nobody. Can I get Nassau? I just need somebody. They have reached their alliance limit. Trier. They have reached their alliance limit. Jülich. They have reached their alliance limit. Gelders. No, they don't like me. Cleves. They're gonna... Yeah, no. Noble Legacy of Austrian. I gain a claim on Cleves. Who's Cleves allied with? They're allied with Mark and Gelders. So it's basically Cleves, Mark, and Gelders. These 3 are allied. But can... My guys in Liege, they could come across, as could, I guess, Aachen? No, Aachen would be stopped. Let's increase Mark's opinion of me. I don't want to take Mark. Yeah. There we go. Let's increase the traitor faction, and let's not anger. Let's not anger my bad guys. Let's not anger my neighbors any more than I already need to. Trying to think of what to do. Hey, let's build stuff. Armory, public baths, or a castle in Ostrhein. An armory, local recruitment time. Actually, you know what? There is a decision here. Apply for Imperial City status. I need prestige of at least 15. That will take a long time to get there. And have at least 125, and then I can send a missive off to the Emperor, in order to try to get Imperial City status. Which would be cool. Oh, I can declare independence from the Vatican. That would be great. A truce with Jülich has ended. You know what? I want to take Jülich. They're only allied with Liège. Jewish synagogue. Yes, I will continue to allow that the construction thereof. New ideas. Yay! Merchant adventures. Let's invest in that. Gain 1 base manpower in Cologne. Excellent. Gain 5 armory tradition, because I guess my castle has finished trade ideas advanced. Trade range plus 30%. I need a new mission. Improve relations with Nassau. No, the rival of our rival is Utrecht. So I need to improve my relations. Just get I can either improve my relations with Nassau. Where's Nassau? Here, who's actually my immediate neighbor, or improve my relations with Utrecht, who's this guy, but Utrecht is powerful. They've got 3 territories. So if I were to actually declare war on Gelders, actually, let's see. We could totally ally with the Bishop of Utrecht. Yes. We will improve our relations with Utrecht. Hopefully. Let's make sure that we are friendly. Manually, we will be friendly with them. Let us increase our relations with Utrecht. And then they will help us if we ever need to expand northwards. Fantastic. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now I can build in Köln. I can build a constable. Don't really need that. I can build a public baths. I will drop development cost, and increase supply limit. Yes. Public baths. Good, which will increase my supply limit, which means I can keep more troops up at any one given time, which means I'm more stronger, which is always great. Let's see. War exhaustion is going down. Yep. So Utrecht should go up to 100. Good. Our relations with Utrecht can actually go up considerably higher. What's my relationship with Aachen like? They have me 20 favors. Get a favor every 1 year. That's good. That's good. Hey, there's no more schism. Is there no more schism? Did they end the schism? Really? Really? Which pope left? That's the papal state. And that's also the papal state. Hey! Schism is over! Yay! Catholic faith grows. The chief of Canarius has converted to the Catholic faith. Excellent! End of schism. Fantastic. Very, very good. And actually, you know what? With the end of the schism note... Plague. This will be the end of this episode. Rumors are true, the plague has returned and death follows on its heels. Shall we do nothing and suffer the wrath that God has meant for us? Immediately after the schism ends, we get the plague. Maybe we picked the wrong pope. Or shall we fight it and ease the suffering and devastation dealt to our people? Our first option will worsen the damage caused plague by 1/4. The second and third options will each decrease the damage dealt by plague by a fourth, while the last option will give us the effect of both the second and the third. Also, public baths, hospitals, and waterworks diminish the effect of the plague in provinces that are struck. We shall do nothing, or I mean, we shall pray. Yes, pray. Now, where was my wine? National unrest and development costs. Close the ports? No, we shall do nothing. We shall do nothing. Now, where is my wine? My wine is in the next episode, because I'm Karhu, the Great Bear of the North. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, please comment below, please continue to watch, but most importantly, even if you don't like what you're watching, have a wonderful day, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen.